What's up, y'all? I feel so good. I hope you all feel good too, as we are moving into Pisces season now. Also, we're in eclipse season at the same time, so it's like we just went through the Aquarius solar eclipse, so we're really processing the big energy shift and the new seeds that have been planted during the Aquarius eclipse, right? So now that we're in Pisces season, it feels like the self-titled era, and I will get into what I mean by that as I start kind of going through the energy here. But yeah, there is this moment of kind of individuation that's happening for us while we go through this first half of Pisces season, right? Because I'm going to tap back in once we get to the second half of Pisces season. But if you are watching this for the first time, I'm just going to explain really quick how I do this reading. I have 12 cards, 6 positions here, and I'm using the tarot, and I'm using my own oracle cards that I've made. And then I've got two more oracle cards, one from the Barbie Oracle, and then I'm going to pull one from the Animal Spirits once I finish going through the message here. But yeah, so like I said, I want to kind of explain what I mean by this whole like self-titled era of this energy, and it's in reference to the Paramore album that is self-titled. It's titled Paramore, right? And the kind of concept of what this energy is like, imagine, this one concept that you've had of yourself and your identity up until now, right? You take yourself out of this environment that developed this context of yourself, and now you're in a new environment, and you're realizing that these old structures or these old kind of identities that you had associated with the old system or the old context doesn't stand up anymore in this new structure. So now this is your moment to develop and find your identity again and redefine that for yourself at this moment. So we're starting off with the Hangman in the reverse, right? And it's being clarified with the home base card, which is my card for the Four of Pentacles. So with the Hangman in the reverse, this is the perspective shift, right? You have to kind of look at the situation with a different set of eyes from different angles in order to get that energetic understanding that you were trying to align with, that kind of clarity that you were trying to seek, right? But in regards to this Hangman in the reverse, we are really looking at our Four of Pentacles baseline in regards to how we have structured our identities, right? And I say our identities because, just kind of peeking into the next energy, we have the Emperor here, which would really represent ourselves, our personal sovereignty, how we kind of stand on business in regards to navigating our lives within our personal will, and completely on our own terms. So the Emperor is the fourth major arcana, and the Four of Pentacles, I always match like numbers, right? So when I see this Hangman in the reverse and this Four of Pentacles card, it's like we are really having a perspective shift on the baseline of our identities, on these structures or values that we have built our self-concept on. And when the Hangman is in the reverse, it's very uncomfortable and it's having a hard time sitting within the discomfort of this change. But I really feel like it's because you've been uprooted into a new space, right? It's like, yeah, it makes me think of a plant. Say that you were a plant and you've lived in one pot for your entire life, and then you got repotted. You have to find your comfortability. You need to find your new baseline. You need to find your new, foundation for where you stand, right? Within your own identity or your own understanding of yourself. So we're going to move into this next energy, which is the healing energy. And like I said, we have this Emperor here coming up, and it's being clarified by the I Said What I Said card in the reverse. So this is my Queen of Swords in the reverse. So this is kind of underscoring what I was kind of describing with this way that your understanding or your kind of logical self concept has been flipped on its head, right? Because the Queen of Swords has wisdom based off of personal experience. And she's playing off of what she has experienced, up until now, as she navigates her current reality or her present moment. And so to have this Queen of Swords in the reverse, it's like you have to be open to having your beliefs challenged, right? It always reminds me of kind of that saying. Well, there's a saying. The definition of insanity is living on repeat and expecting things to change. I feel like that could be one of the shadow, more rigid energies of the Queen of Swords. But it's like you have to give your situation a chance to show up differently, right? And this is directly in regards to who you are and how you kind of define yourself and define your values and your goals. What you want to move forward with that is completely based on your personal desire, your personal ego, rather than based on anything that was given to you socially or inherited, right? With this home base card, this could be like values that were inherited from family or values that are inherited, through just the social world that we inhabit, In regards to your self-concept and the pieces that you consider that make up you, did you develop those parts of yourself solely from you, or did you take from definitions that were handed or images or, beliefs that were handed down to you or presented to you, So that's the healing energy with the Emperor and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. It's like your self-concept is flipped completely, and now you're just like, you're needing to sit in this space where you're not who you thought you were, or who you thought you were just it's not relevant in the new context. It's not relevant in the new reality, in the new space, the new community that you found yourself in. Ooh, I'm burping, sorry. So, we're moving on into kind of the sunlight or the highlights for this first half of Pisces season. And this is what achievements or, successes that we can look forward to in these first 2 weeks. And first and foremost, it's coming up with the Three of Cups. And this is being clarified with the Now Serving in reverse, which is my card for the Seven of Wands. So I really love this because, one, we are finding ourselves into new aligned communities, new aligned networks that really fulfill us on an emotional space, on a heart space, aligned networks that show up for us in an emotionally resonant way. You know what I mean? It's like your being and your needs are met emotionally, and these people kind of have similar needs. You share similar similar emotional capacity or aptitude. With the Now Serving in the reverse, this is the Seven of Wands in the reverse. So I like this combo with the Three of Cups and the Seven of Wands because it's like you are in these new spaces, but they don't require you to prove yourself in any particular way, right? With the Seven of Wands, it often reminds me of having so many people or situations that require your time and energy. And, there is really a way that you need to be able to show up for how, people or things are engaging with you. But when it's in the reverse, it's like, you're letting go of those things that you actually just don't desire, that you actually don't that you're not inspired by or does not satisfy your creative expression, right? But there is also there's a creative and also emotional tie here, since this is fire and water, right? I really think for some people, like, this is going to be you being able to sit in a new community, sit in a new friend group, sit in a new networking space and feel comfortable being yourself without feeling like you have to show up in any particular way, you know? Or this could also be like, this could be finding the aligned connections that help you kind of let go of some more dissociative habits, you know what I mean? Or kind of just, how do I say it? Sometimes people will seek out different things to kind of calm a deep need that's not being met, you know? So this is when people have like drinking habits or, you know, smoking habits or addictions or anything like that kind of takes them out of reality in a way. This is finding out what actually fulfills you on a deep level and sustains, whether that is, you know, people, communities that you're finding yourself in, or just a new way of engaging in interpersonal dynamics in general that is much more heartfelt, much more emotionally attuned, and provides much more fulfillment. That's not performative, that's not fake, that's not conditional even. So I like that for the healing, right? And then we move into the grounding energy, which is showing up here as this Queen of Cups in the reverse and the Cold Heart in the reverse, which is the Three of Swords. So this position is meant to kind of give you some information on how to stay grounded within this energy. And with the Queen of Cups in the reverse, this is flat out like emotional dysregulation, you know what I mean? In addition to this Cold Heart, which is a Swords mental energy, it really just feels like nervous system is kind of like shot in a particular way. But it's interesting because like this almost feels like this energy of like buyer's remorse, but I don't want you to like hang on to the connotation behind buyers. It almost feels like wondering if you made the right decision, you know? Because with the Three of Swords, you know, this Cold Heart in the reverse, there was something that was cut out. Some type of attachment or, yeah, part of self that was, that you were identified with as far as values and what you, how you define purpose and meaning. You know, you had to let go of that, and you're still in the process of redefining it. So it's like, there is an emotional dysregulation, there is a nervous system dysregulation because you feel like you don't know yourself a little bit, and you know, you're finding yourself in a new space, but you are having a little bit of a hard time of shifting the context of your identity, right? You know that this new space that you're in, it has a different set of rules or a different set of terms for engagement than the last container that held you, you know what I mean? Or the last container that you, based your sense of self off of. So now that this new container is not asking for any of those things, how do you just want to show up, you know, as yourself? You know, you don't have to perform anymore. You don't have to fake it anymore. You don't have to engage with these certain set of rules because no one's engaging with those rules. You know what I mean? And so I feel like that has put you in this weird place where you're just like, okay, you know, I've known myself as this, and, you know, I've always looked at these certain milestones or certain material, like, checkpoints as determining success, you know what I mean? And you have done what you could to mold yourself in a way that fits these standards. And so, we've kind of had this point where we found out that, or we realized that we don't really see ourselves in these systems anymore. And now that we've stepped out of them, it's like we don't know how to engage outside of the system, And so this is where you're finding yourself right here with this Queen of Cups and the Cold Heart in the reverse. But I think what is grounding you at this time is the understanding that what was cut out, what was let go of, was needed to be released so that you could align yourself in spaces that honor you, and don't limit your ability to reach your goals for yourself. I feel like all of your personal goals have been defined in contrast or in comparison with the social value or the family value, or whatever things that you're supposed to be working towards within a job, even, or an industry. And now you realize, hey, like, I actually don't even care about these things. So now that you're out of it, you're just like, okay, I don't know what to do if I'm not seeking or trying to fit these milestones, or trying to hit these achievements. So that liminal space is what's necessary at this time. And it's kind of sitting in this hanged man in the reverse, or, hangman energy in general. You need to sit with the discomfort long enough to get the insight, to get the awareness, right? And so the insight that you're seeking right now is moving into this next chunk of the energy, which is the serenity, how you can cultivate more peace, right? Starting off with the Page of Cups and clarified by the Achievement Unlocked in the reverse. So this is the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So this right here, this Page of Cups, this is the clarity that we're seeking right now. In regards to this new context of life, this new reality, this new container for your identity, you are trying to figure out what you want, what you need, what feels good, what means something to you within this new structure, within this new system, And I love the Page of Cups because it's the energy of like putting out a bit of connection. You're vulnerably engaging with a need that you desire to be met. And so putting yourself out there and putting out this bid for connection, it is seeing what is in resonance with you, And in the context of this kind of Achievement Unlocked energy in the reverse, or the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, it's like the Ten of Pentacles is representing this new structure, this new place that you're finding yourself in, right? The old container, you left that behind, and now you're finding yourself in a new place that can be a space for you to invest or plant a new seed in regards to your identity and who you are, right? But you don't know exactly what seed you want to plant yet. And so it's about kind of tapping into what need you want met within you, what feeling that you want met within you in the new container, and seeing if there are kind of resources or, opportunities, or, just things that you can try and engage with to see if they feel like you. It's like you're trying to find out what feels like you. And I think that the benefit right now in this moment with the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse is that this space is stable. It can provide camaraderie. It can provide, stability and structure. But I feel like since it's in the reverse, it's like you don't have to abide by these rules to belong. You don't have to abide by a specific set of rules to belong and to feel safe in this new space. You know what I mean? It's literally all about whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be. with the Emperor card. This Emperor card is right above the Page of Cups and the achievement unlocked in this spread. And so it's really just like, hey, you're finding yourself in your new community. I just imagine this person who, like, say they like transferred schools and they're in a new school, and in their old school they have to do this and this to be popular and cool, and in this new school, like, they don't even care about shit like that, right? And so now like you're in this place and you're just trying to find now who are the other people who feel the way that you do, or who share similar kind of desires or passions, or guiding principles in regards to the way that they navigate their life. But also like people who just engage interpersonally within the same way, you know? That's this Three of Cups energy here. So yeah, this new container, this new space doesn't care about what you had to be in the old space. And they can also hold whatever you are currently and whatever you want to engage with. You know what I mean? They don't expect you to have to fit a certain role or have to fit a certain class or want all the same things that they do. They just see you as you are, and, you know, can hold your totality in whatever way that you want to hold it, right? But I think that this is also like about yourself and being stable within yourself, you know? I'm just connecting this Emperor card here once more. It's like the long-term goal or the end goal isn't outside of you. It's within you. So, the last position is the message from Spirit, or possible best advice moving forward. And it's coming up as the Eight of Wands in the reverse, being clarified by the so close you can taste it, which is the Temperance card. So this is the message from Spirit, which is basically that we are doing this temperance energy and we are trying to realign with our biggest dreams. Temperance, I see this as Sagittarius energy. It's about like vision and kind of bridging the gap between your ideal desired experience and your current lived reality. So if you think of the concept of a vision board and understand why people make vision boards, right? It's like you have a dream that you want to bring into reality, and you take all of these images that represent kind of how you want to feel in this space that feels a little bit more free, you know what I mean? That feels like it's not kind of restricted by the mundaneness of the world. But the interesting thing about the vision board is that it's not about having these specific exact things, you know? It's kind of about how you want to feel in this, on the other side of this, you know? And so the trick is to find what in your 3D reality, what mundane things that you can do right here, right now, that replicate that feeling, that big feeling that exists within this vision, you know? And when you are aligning yourself with those things, that's kind of how you quantum leap, you know? It's how you tap into the energy of luck, which is when preparation meets opportunity, which is very much like a Jupiterian, Sagittarian type of energy. Like, Sagittarius people kind of just get, things just happen for them, and it's because they put themselves in the places for things to happen, you know? But you don't put yourself in those places if you are not constantly like, or if you're not regularly finding out what you can do right now that feels similar to this vision that you think is outside of you, that you think is outside of reality, you know? So with this Eight of Wands card, this is really your information. This is like your barometer in regards to where you should be moving right now that is going to get you closer to what you want. Because with the Eight of Wands, this is also a very Sagittarian card to me, but it is kind of the energy of being in flow state. It is the path of least resistance, right? This is when you're just taking action, you're just moving. You don't doubt yourself. You're not overthinking anything. Just going where the energy flows. You're just going where the energy wants to, you know? And so when things feel resistant, right? Because you have this Eight of Wands in the reverse, this is kind of feeling resistant. This is kind of feeling blocked energetically, right? Or that or like you're pushing upstream. If there are things that are feeling like resistant for you, it's not right, you know? But I want to be able to kind of put in a little bit more discernment here, because it's not necessarily that all the things that you want, it's not necessarily that, all the things that you want are just going to come easily and that there's not going to be any type of challenge, but it's really about the type of resistance, right? Because if it's resistance or pressure that you feel like is restricting you because you feel like you're being boxed into a certain category, or you have to abide by certain rules, then that's not for you, you know? But if it is something that you feel like you are expanding into, and you're feeling called in this direction, and you're kind of facing like the growing pains of moving past this baseline, or moving past this container that you once existed in, you know, that doesn't say that it's not for you. That's really like, you know, you're growing, and there is just a growing pain that goes along with shedding a skin. You know what I mean? Shedding a former life, shedding a former container. So I feel like that is so important as we are moving through these first 2 weeks of Pisces season, you know, where you're trying to discover what is the new path, what is the new vision, what is the new direction to set your dreams, to set your goals, you know, and even to cement like your concept of self, right? And the way to find that direction is to engage with all of the things that inspire you and make you curious, and engage with, you know, your deep heart space needs that are asking to be met. There's a sense of emotional fulfillment that you want, and I feel like you will be able to find that if you are actually curious about it and actually trying to put it out there. You know what I mean? It's like attracts like. What you put out comes back to you. So if you're casting your line and you know, putting out bids of connection, at some point you're gonna catch a fish. You know? So what's the fish that you're trying to catch? What is the fish that you're trying to catch in Pisces season? All right, so that was the energy of the tarot spread. I want to read the Barbie Oracle card that I pulled, and it was the Ballerina Cara. So I'm going to read from the booklet what it says about Ballerina Cara. And it says, "You've got to be dedicated to reach your goals. Barbie didn't come a prima ballerina overnight. This dancing doll made time to pursue her passion, knowing that it takes practice and patience to achieve your dreams. Whether you're pursuing a new passion or revisiting an old one, remember that good things need time to take root. Even just a few minutes of daily focus can make a big difference. So if it matters to you, find the time to squeeze it in your schedule. Dreams can be achieved with drive and dedication." Yes, the main thing that's sticking out for me is that you've got to be dedicated to reach your goal. This dancing doll made time to pursue her passion, knowing that it takes patience. It takes practice and patience to achieve your dreams. And I think that is kind of echoing this Page of Cups, Ten of Pentacles reverse, and the Eight of Wands and Temperance. You know, it's like you're putting yourself out there, but you know, you have to keep engaging with this and keep trying to get closer. It's not just going to happen overnight and all at once. And you may feel dysregulated right now because you've stepped away from this old container that once held your identity, but it was blocking you from actually achieving what you wanted, right? achievement unlocked in the reverse, the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. You are not getting what you actually wanted, even if you hit that milestone that was supposed to match the feeling, you know? So that was from the Barbie Oracle, and to close out, I'm going to pull one from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. And let's just see where this is closing us out for the first half of Pisces season. Alright, what is coming through for us as a collective as we navigate the first 2 weeks of Pisces season? What animal spirit do we need to know, be aware of, or possibly embody at this time? The hummingbird. Some air energies. Alright, let's see what the hummingbird has to say. Perfect. Okay. The hummingbird. Positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. Inside the tiny hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar, and it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. This sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. Follow the way of the hummingbird, and you cannot go wrong. Every droplet of life becomes sweet, every moment worth savoring. When in balance, it's smart, curious, and loves to learn. When out of balance, it's pushy, insistent, and sharp. To bring into balance, take a class. Okay, I think the curiosity is really coming out in this hummingbird energy. It says that the hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar, and it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. So I think that is what you can look forward to with this Page of Cups here, right? This is seeking where the nectar is. And if you can engage with this curiosity and trying to get your desire and your inspirations filled, then we get met with the Three of Cups, right? We find the aligned people. We find the aligned communities. We find the aligned relationships that pour into us the way that we desire to be filled, and that kind of affirm and validate the new identity that we're stepping into, that is being built authentically at this moment. You know what I mean? That is it's like not based off of any former context or any sort of socially accepted rules or systems. It's just authentic. It's just you. And you can be just you, and you can let your idea of you shift. It's safe now. You're safe. And I feel like I just had to say that. So, yeah, if you made it here to the end of the video, drop the Pisces symbol in the comments, but then also let me know how you are feeling as we step into Pisces season. What was the Aquarius solar eclipse like for you? Because that is really that, seed planted of the identity shift that's really going on collectively. So let me know how that was for you. Let me know how you're moving through Pisces season. Give this a like if you liked it. Share it if you think it will be meaningful for anybody. Do the social media stuff. I don't know if there's more things, but if there are, do the things. And then if you want to be here for the second half of Pisces season, definitely subscribe. And yeah, you'll be there when I post the next video and I tap into the collective energies once more. So until next time, I will see you. Good luck. And yeah, bye.